Talk Nerdy to Me, the show, presents Vidcast number 91.
We are sponsored by Kaboom Test Labs.
And Twin Sons.
Comics and Gaming.
Oh my. And we picked up a comic from Age of Comics.
Yes, I'm Pablo Gunner.
I'm the ambassador.
And we're Talk Nerdy to Me. And, this is our comic book video podcast. And we are going to be covering our cover, panel, spread, and back and bag of the week, which is our favorite book of the week or our best book of the week. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we don't agree, and that's how it goes. So we're going to cover those. We're going to knock those out real quick. And this is for the week of, July 24th, I believe, right?
Yeah, 24th.
Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into this. I'm going to show off my cover of the week, which is Hunger number 1, Age of Ultron Aftermath, right here with Galactus, we
can say it's Adi Granov.
Yeah, which he did the art for the Iron Man Extremis book. He also does a lot of the concept art for the Iron Man movies, and so that's why if you pay attention, Galactus, his chest looks similar to an arc reactor from the movie. It's pretty cool. But that's not why I picked it. I just thought it looked really good. It was really detailed. So, that's why it was my cover of the week. How about you, Ambassador?
My cover of the week has to go to Journey into Mystery. Because it was just a great cover, and it actually really showed you what was going on in the book and had to do with what was in the book and makes you want to go buy the book.
If you say so. I actually thought she was like, I thought he was like choking on her hair. I thought it was her hair at first, but it's actually like roots of like branches and stuff. So, but I do like the front, I like where it says, "Sweet romance in bloom or two lovers in doom." You have to do it like Ron Burgundy and throw a question mark on it, otherwise it doesn't make as much sense. But I mean, yeah, the art looks pretty awesome in there, and it gives you a little idea of what it's kind of gonna be. Mine just looks awesome.
Yeah,
it just looks awesome. I mean, it's about Galactus. That's all you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Galactus it's gonna have to do with Galactus. That's what you know. That's what it does right there.
Pretty much.
So then I'm gonna throw to you my panel of the week, which is from Hombre de Aqua 22. Let's see, can you see it right there? Yeah, there it is right there. On the left, on the bottom. Isn't that the left? Or is that right? Yeah, it's the right. And so I just love it because, it's Aquaman, but he was encased in ice and he broke free from it. And you can see the reflection of his face and what's around him in the ice. And that just impressed the hell out of me. Not only that, but I feel like the dialogue that's in it says you are not of royal blood. And it's the revelation of that, of like, whoa, maybe at some point someone did a coup and
took the throne
away from this former king's family. And that's why he's saying that. That's what I got from it.
Yeah.
Just from that small piece of dialogue, and what's around it. But it was very powerful. Like I said, that was impressive as hell. I don't think I've ever seen someone be able to do a reflection of the things, of like ice chunks, or water around them reflecting from what, what I mean? Like, I've never seen that, and that's why it impressed the hell out of me. Like I said, as well, I felt like it was a powerful moment. So that's why it was my panel of the week.
Yeah, my panel week was in Scarlet Spider. It's right here where he's fighting the zombie demon girl, and basically he gets web in her face, but she still gets a good blow out of him. It was really sweet, and it really caught my attention, just like most of the art in this book did.
And now I'm going to show you my spread of the week, which is in New Avengers number 8, Prelude to Infinity. Right here. Is it in there? Is it in the shot, Ambassador?
Yeah, it's in the shot.
So, for one, I've become a little bit of a fan of the
Medusa.
because of Allred's. Well, that wasn't Allred, but because of FF. A little bit because of Allred. But what's weird and what's cool is they're in this dimension or whatever, or this little pocket universe where Black Bolt and Medusa can actually communicate verbally, orally. Which that's where they do their business. She's naked. At least she looks naked, right? Because she had an outfit on the other page. If you saw the other side of the page, I think you could see she was clothed, and then she's not clothed. What was weird though is she didn't have nipples. So apparently you can show a naked woman as long as she doesn't have nipples. She's not naked, or it's not inappropriate if she doesn't have nipples, which is weird because a tush doesn't have nipples either, but you can't show a tush. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? That just puzzles me, But it was great. What got me though is that same thing, which was the message shown in that panel. It wasn't the nakedness. What it was is he's giving up this little pocket universe for the greater good because he's using it so that he can stop these universes from colliding. Because the new Avengers, this little group, the Illuminati, they came up with ideas as groups, but they also broke into their own factions and came up with their own ideas. And so he's coming up with multiple ideas, and this has to do with one of them, and he has to give this little sanctuary up that him and his wife have for the greater good. And so it meant a lot, what he was giving up, especially seeing her naked without nipples.
Mine comes from Lazarus, and it's right here, and it's great because you got this nice spread, and she's got the towel on, but then they're doing kind of a medical exam to make sure she's doing fine,
Mm-hmm.
And it shows all the little charts on the side as well. It was just so intriguing and got me to pay attention to this page and really kind of look at everything because it looked so cool.
Right. I mean, it's no naked nippleless Medusa, but she is in a towel. And when I see her, I think of that chick. I don't know her first name, but I think it's like Stephanie or Jennifer Carano or something. She's the one that was in Haywire. She's also in Fast Furious 6 or Fast 6 or whatever they're calling those ridiculous movies these days. But I know she's in it, and that's what I think of when I see this character. And like you said, all those little breakdowns were really cool.
Yeah, it kind of showed you, she is really.
But personally, though, I don't think you can top nippleless Medusa, though. Last but not least, definitely is my back of the week, which is Wolverine and the X-Men number 33 right there. And this is my back and bag because I thought it was the best. And that's it. That's all. Go ahead. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. Because I wouldn't say I had low expectations, but it just completely blew me away because this is a very consistent book.
You're going about the right way, but we can one-up you.
Right, and what they did by what they specifically did that raised my expectations is what they did with a certain character, which was Toad. I mean, they feel like they're bringing him up a little bit where he's like, this doesn't seem right, I'm doing this, and I'm like, some parts I'm like, I don't really like him, he's okay, but now he really shined in this issue, and that's why I really appreciate it, because I was like, it kind of reminded me of, in Avatar with Uncle Iroh, where, he's kind of like the black sheep of the family, and people don't like him and stuff.
Oh, he fell to Ba Sing Se, the Earth. The
Yeah.
big Earth village.
Mm-hmm. But, when he gets in prison, then he's like all super ripped and he comes back as almost like the leader of the rebellion or like this savior, this hero.
Yeah, and he ends up taking the city again, but for good instead of bad purposes.
Right.
I love it.
And so Toad does a similar thing where like you see him in here, Nick Bradshaw illustrates it, and he looks ripped. Like his arms are big. He looks like same thing Iroh when he was in prison. He's been working out, and he's doing that same thing where he's kind of like, okay, we're getting out of here. He's taking some of the kids with him, and he's trying to take his love with him. And he gets to that point where he's helping one of the students escape, and he's trying to get his love to go with him, but he can tell there's something going, like there's something controlling her, but he's not sure what. And
he's trying to break it away.
Right, he's trying to break that, and he to the point where she's attacking him, and he's like, you know what, you can kill me if you want to, but I love you, and I'm not gonna attack you. I'm not gonna hurt you. So kill me if you have to, but I still love you. And and then other characters like Adio Conquo, she gets what she was looking for when she was, from why she was there. Same thing with Quentin, he more or less did too. Especially I think that moment with him and Brew where, he wants, as messed up as it was, he wants Brew to be how he was, as annoying as he thought he was, He's like, I'd actually rather have you in your little annoying voice than you attacking, gnawing at my face,
Yeah, and you got this great moment where he's like, I need your help. Go help her now. And it seems like some of his consciousness is returning, and he sprints after to help her.
Or at least he has moments of clarity or something, so that was really cool. In the second to last page, Bradshaw, Angie, and Aaron, they just seem so in sync, with the storytelling that it just got more and more and more and more and more and more and more intense with each single panel. And by the end, I was like, it was so crazy. And, when a book captures me like that and just catches me off guard, blows away my expectations, I have no choice but to pick it as back as bag. Both those two, just blew my mind, knocked it out of the park, together. So that's why it was my back and bag. How about you, Ambassador?
My back and bag had to be the Uncanny Avengers. There's just so much bright going in this book that you cannot deny how great of a book it is. You got a seasoned writer, Rick Remender, really tearing it up, and then you got Danielle Acuna, the artist of the X-Men, pretty much one of the best artists right now that we have for X-Men in general. He's done many times. They've thrown him on X-Men books just because he does what he does.
Right, these two actually worked together a lot on I believe it was Uncanny X-Force.
Yeah, Uncanny X-Force. So, they did a lot, and
they reference that. I mean, this is almost feels like a spin-off of it in a sense, or at least makes references to. It also makes references to other parts of Rick Remender's work, like
Captain America, and really cool. He got this cool reference where you understand why Captain America was the way he is in the other book.
So frustrated, yeah.
And it makes sense, but let's say if you haven't read Captain America, which is most people in Marvel right now, you're not lost.
Right, you don't have to at all.
But if you've read it, it adds to it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just impressive that he was able to bring it all together, and then the art, and then just seeing them all have to face pretty much their worst nightmares.
Right, the skeletons in their closets, or the the demons coming back to haunt them, or whatever.
Their past coming back to catch up with them. And I felt like the most messed up ones were Wolverine and Thor's. They were just so haunting.
Yeah.
And it was...
I mean, all of them seemed really messed up, really.
All of them were, but...
Banshee as well. I mean, these aren't spoilers because it's on the front cover, people.
Yeah.
So, that's not really a spoiler. So...
Yeah, unless you get some crazy Deadpool variant, which I'm sure Marvel has because that's what Marvel does.
The Deadpool variant is spoilerific, or what?
Is non-spoiler, probably.
Oh, okay.
But Yeah, unless you're getting one of those and spending the extra bucks, you're gonna see it on the cover.
All right, well, that's it for us this week, folks. Thank you for listening, and make sure you check out all our social media stuff. We appreciate you listening. Overall, I think my choices were better, as usual, but,
This guy doesn't have the ambassador mindset, the superior mindset. And yes, actually use superior.
How dare
in
you
the
use that
correct
word
way.
against me? How dare you
Oh my god.
speak to me in such a way? So make sure you keep those eyes hungry for
Comics!